I feel about magicking the Nexus. I feel like I need to wait and see what they're doing. Still reserving the right.
I am Iron Man.
I think I want to just fan out here. I think I'm gonna have the resources to play to lots of locations. Was Rogue? Yeah, Rogue's a reason to fan out more. Getting rid of Shag before I jam this anti-venom is lovely. Clever girl, that Nico. Surprise!
Victory.
Well, I mean, Animorlock drew our whole deck there. A solid first game. $3 and we're still floating at 3,500 people. That's sweet. For folks that are enjoying me being back on the Snap content, we're going to be doing long streams every day this week. We've got killer viewer counts, so if you want to keep me around longer, I've got no hard cuts, just hang out. The answer to your opponent's afflict strats, any of your own deck's downsides, and helps with location. He just has a full package. That's what Jessica Jones was telling me the other day. Is that lore accurate, or did I mess that up? Prefer Pixie to negative in general. They're very different cards. There's some overlap in the payoffs you can play with them, but in general they do kind of different things. The Squanch. Squanch on Madripoor seems pretty good, gamers. They're a destroy deck. Interesting. Probably still a Mockingbird deck as well, yeah? Confirmed Mockingbird deck. They have a 3/9. Thankfully, I am Iron Man. The real question is, are they a Killmonger deck? Because if Daddy comes home, we might be in danger on the right. Madripoor powering up Tony sounds stellar. How big is Sage over here? They're moving this, and then she's 10. And then next turn I can Gore plus Demon. That feels like a Killmonger snap, yeah? I think they're gonna Zola me. They have room for Zola with all the other stuff they're doing? They could. There's some merit to just doing this, and then we can, like, Gore Demon over here and make this path real large. I don't hate that, just, like, kind of punt the right. Dance up and down here a bit. Oh, yeah, this has got to be a Kill Daddy. Okay, cool. This play also plays around Kill Daddy, which is nice.
I am Iron Man.
Our Gore's actually not that big because of Kill Daddy. Oh, this is where I would put my null damage counter if I had one. How big is null? They're leaving. Cool. They might not have room for stuff like Null and Zola in their deck. Like they're fitting in Sasquatch. They have Mockingbird and they have Death. I think there's a good chance they just don't have space. So don't have to worry about it. Our noon bars are sufficiently large.
Opponent snapped.
Oh, they're Erishim. Against a 12 card deck, I think I would probably stay and just jam Agent Venom and Bast and just like have a sweet game where all of our things have 3 power, but my golden rule of thumb is never play for more than 2 cubes against Erishim. You'll be happier that way. Even playing for more than 1 cube, honestly, frequently wrong. Leaving on 1 is the power play. They did in fact change Airshim. It only generates energy on the third turn of the game and later. And it can no longer create duplicates of cards. So if you like have Goliath or Shang-Chi in your deck, you can't randomly get a second one. It's still not an enjoyable gameplay experience, in my opinion, to play against, but they did make it markedly worse. It's just a very novel card, so it still has a pretty high play rate. Oh, good golly. You should snap this on one if you're someone who snaps. We are not someone who snaps. Oh. This was a low CL ongoing opponent, if I recall, yeah? Queued into them earlier. Is the Series 4 or 5 shop card completely random? It's random from cards you don't own, but explicitly does not include the cards that are the new ones in there. So the Laufey, Gorgon, and Uncle Ben cannot be those. They're also a hood deck. Interesting. Well, that's hot. So hot. So hot. Old Magic. She is a 5/3, isn't she? I assume they're a Spectrum deck.
I am Iron Man.
Extra glad we got rid of that since they have Grapple Arrow. Some Frigga gaming here for them. So we're going to be guaranteed to draw my entire deck here, which is pretty sweet. I think it's this, and then we have Gore Mystique on the last turn. This Bast adds 5 to the Gore, because, or sorry, adds 6 to the Gore, so it was -1 before. It's a big boy. The biggest of boys. Oh, it's only turn 6. How did I think? Oh, it's because of Superflow Energy. The Superflow Energy got me. It always does. Always does. It was also the facet that I was like drawing the remainder of my deck. Like I had 6 energy. I was drawing the last card in my deck because of Adam. It's sweet that Adam's a real card. And this is, I know other people have been returning players, like I was a returning player in this last week. This is another one of those decks where, like, there's literally no cards in here that released in the last 2 months. This is a deck that we changed one card. We cut Silver Sable for Adam Warlock because they made Adam Warlock better. And we're just playing card for card, a deck I was playing almost 3 months ago. We technically made it more free-to-play friendly. Yeah, we cut a Series 5 card for a Series 3 card. I don't want to fill the last slot here, I don't think, because I want to be able to Magic Mindscape in a perfect world, I think. You think you can make a list of cards to prioritize if you're a returning player coming back? Yeah, doing an updated Series 4-5 tier list is on my to-do. Am I supposed to do this now, so that way I'm more likely to draw with Adam? I think so. I think so. All right, 2 draws, 4 cards, 1 Magic, and a Dream. Demon and Nico should be flipped. They should be flipped. I was talking and clicking. You caught me monologuing. Done, you caught me monologuing. So, Copy Gore, Iron Man, Ham. I think we're beating Hazmat, question mark.
I am Iron Man.
See if my mistake cost me in the middle. I should be plus 6 in the middle.
Are ye worthy?
Right, we might lose the middle to my mistake. Yep, coolio. So, this was 6 and this was 6, but Demon is plus 3 in DC. Kids movies, The Incredibles came out when Jeff was a kid. First off, how dare you? Second, my children love The Incredibles, okay? It is a wonderful family movie even in 2025. You played a Destroy deck with Ben in the Sanctum the other day, and I can't find the list. There is a non-Thanos Destroy build on the Jeff Hoagland YouTube channel, and the Thanos build should be in my untapped decks. I think I have a link for that. You need to click through the formats at the top. There's a Conquest tab, a Ladder tab, and another. We were playing the Thanos deck in the other. Lovely Bast. +4, +3, +1. Hey, Fathor, GG's. That was close. I messed up where my demon went. It was Sedge. I think I want to try and draw cards. What goes first, Madripoor or Adam? Madripoor, sick. What are the odds they fill this turn? Non-zero? Ooh, that's potentially spicy. I might be right to Pixie here. I have Iron Man in my deck still. Hopefully we draw a Sage or an Agent Venom, and then we can Pixie with Iron Man and 1 still in our deck. Or we're drawing 2 cards. Forgot about that. Imagine Adam Warlock being a playable card. It's so weird.
Very strange.
Beastly play. I feel like they're gonna have a hard time keeping up with our numbers here with how weak their start is. Where I want to put this, because I want to put Mystique here because she doubles with Moonstone, but I kind of don't want to lock myself in. I think I want to leave myself the ability to play everywhere.
I am Iron Man.
Okay. Well, this makes me feel nice and safe here, yeah? Does the bounce deck ever have room for Red Guardian and Cosmo? Never, right? Assuredly, they don't have a second tech card.
Victory.
That's true. Sometimes they have Goliath. Wait, so that is accurate. That was true once upon a time, at least. I haven't played this deck a lot. Like this deck ate like 2 or 3 different nerfs in my time I was gone. It's not been super popular since I've returned. I actually don't want to fill Our Lady of Saints if I can avoid it, because I want my on reveals to be on the board for Gore to be big. Ain't running nowhere, gamer. Nowhere, no how. They have my gore. It's a little annoying. 3 1s and an Iron Man in my deck. We take those. Do they? They totally miscued, yeah? This is a tried and true, meant to queue for Sanctum, ended up here instead. Really hate this deck in Sanctum 2. Part of the reason why we decided to come to the ladder was we played against this deck, I don't know, probably 20 plus times in a row. It's really popular. That was not the copy of Magic I was hoping to draw. Maybe I shouldn't have given them all the free pumps on Madripoor. I kind of punted that location. We might end up losing this, unironically. We did a Magic 1 turn sooner or to win that coin flip. If they cannonballed us to the right there, we would have been at 17 and they would have been at -6, 15. And then we could have actually maybe played for stuff. But that's also neutered our gore, which is sad. Turns out it's a Guardians event, not a Doctor Strange event. To be fair, Doctor Strange is pretty decent at it too, moving your power around. It's got us a couple of times, but yeah, mostly Guardians. Oh my goodness, is it another one? We actually hadn't seen anybody who had miscued yet today. This might be the second in a row. Nope, surfer stuff. Got it. Oh, rip. That's super unfortunate. Excuse me? Oh, Sebastian Shaw with Madripoor is smart. Clever. Thankfully with the Bifrost here, they're gonna move before this happens. So what's the hope here? The hope is we draw cheap Gore, cheap Mystique in our next 2 draws. Still draw cheap Gore or cheap Mystique next turn. It's 50% of our draws. And we have a 6 cost out, so we know if we're drawing Gore, it's gonna cost 1, 2, or 3. Ideally, we draw Mystique or Gore, and it's cheap enough that we can play it alongside Demon and Sage. Debating moving Rocket and Groot. Is a potential concern here for us. Are we DC'd? It did the reconnecting thing a couple of times. I wonder if they DC'd. Maybe the issue's happening on both sides. How big is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is 13, 19. We go to 23.
Victory.
Pixie power here. Little Pixie power. Alright, well, I definitely want to play more of this one. This deck is super fun and sweet. We're going to take a brief pause for the cause and let some adverts roll in the meantime. In between time, though, appreciate everybody dropping here with us on a Wednesday afternoon. Don't go anywhere, gamers. Yeah, there isn't a ton of Mobius in the metagame. Does Mobius feel clunky in this one? It's mostly just you don't need his effect. Our curve is super low. Occasionally you'll get like a 5 or a 6 that's awkward. We just like play your other cards instead. Is the general game plan. You also just like don't have a really good cut. You have to give up something like Sage, and she's like your third way to make numbers at the top end. I think you want 3 ways to make numbers. It's almost our 4,000 for the week, and this is even after I played. We're up to 4,000 just from today, because I actually played for 10 hours yesterday and forgot to claim Alliance missions during the 10 hours I was playing. RIP. Good system, really. I feel like there should probably be a pop-up whenever you queue if you're in an Alliance and have an open mission. It should be like, hey, did you really want to queue, or did you want to grab a mission first? The number of times like the week has rolled over and I've just completely forgotten to grab Alliance missions before I play for the day is like incredibly high. And that's not just since I came back. Beforehand too, there were a lot of those days. Looking at this stunning piece of art makes me think, we played some Sentry Annihilus earlier with Laufey, and Laufey was kind of mediocre, but I kind of wouldn't mind revisiting Sentry Annihilus. Madam Web was a fun deck we had played last year. Had some neat lines to it. We'll get that one on deck for after this. Oh, it was a White Widow deck. Yeah, you'd have to retool around that. You probably don't have room to play Widow and Armor and Red Guardian. You really don't want to play Armor in your Sentry deck. Let's hop that gun in here, shall we? what Bill was playing, but I remember they were exceptionally unlucky in the last time we played. Nidavellir. Nidavellir and DC. Pretty tops locations for our Iron Man hood deck. Add 7 more here, so they get 5 for free up to 13. They need to play a 5 power thing to be winning. How long to get the full drops? Takes 6 hours total, so you could probably do all of that here today. Oh, they were the Hella question mark? I think one of those was the Iron. I think the Doc Ock was an Iron Patriot card. What a crazy good board and set of locations for us. So we do this, we pork them, and we'll Iron Man here. My plan for drops this week is that while we're above 2,000 concurrent viewers, we're just gonna keep streaming. So we're a long way off of dropping below that here today. Do I want to magic? I could fill this whole board up. 24-hour stream win. As much as 24-hour streams with like replay stuff are better for Metric, I don't know that Magic's better for them. I think I play for all 3 locations a little bit better with Magic, yeah. I can Iron Man here, I can Mystique Iron Man Sage here, I can Gore here. Because if they're snapping, they think they're already in a good spot.
Minions to me.
For frick's sake. Does Sage win the left? 3, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, she only ties there. Well, that was turn 5. I actually don't have time to do all my stuff, do I? Hank will be fine. Their Ghost Rider got porked. Gore left, Iron Man middle. Oh, I think I want to tie. I think I want to tie the left with. Oh, I can't play Sage next turn. I'm plus whatever here. What's possible I'm supposed to play for here? Oh yeah, I forgot she was getting bigger too. That's fine. This should be good, right? We're this is 8, takes us to 26, takes us to 52. Even if they play 2 cards here, that's only 27. They would need 26 points worth of stuff here. Well, there are a lot of ways to eat this recess. Unless they have a random tech card, we should be good to go here. I'm pretty happy playing the ladder right now, Ben. wasn't a ton of deck variety in the Sanctum. Past 50 cents a play. It's nice to play against a range of things. The current regular meta game is very, very, very reasonable. Do people bluff snap kind of like poker? So, yes and no. The thing about bluffing in a game like poker or Marvel Snap is you need two things to be true for the bluffing to be good. You need the other person you're trying to bluff to understand the game enough to be able to recognize what you're representing with your bluff. You can't bluff someone that doesn't know the cards you should have. And two, even if your opponent understands the game enough to know what you're representing, they have to also care enough about the stakes of the game that you're playing. And even ranked Marvel Snap is pretty, it's like the equivalent of playing poker with your cousins at the holiday party, right? Like, there isn't really anything meaningful on the line, and it's more fun to call someone's raise than it is to fold because they're statistically likely to beat you. Does Jeff ever stream poker? Absolutely not. I only play poker for fun in low stakes settings with friends these days. Like, playing poker optimally is incredibly boring. For the reason I just said. The last time I played poker remotely seriously was during undergrad, helping pay for myself to live. You ever play poker? It depends on what you mean by professionally. I made low four figures most months in undergrad as a way to exist. Playing a few weekends a month. Oh, wow, that's a nasty one. So how does this work? If I put this here, assume I get the buff on this even all 3 times. Make that assumption. That would give me 9, 12, 14, 10. It would only give me 20 here. So that's probably not the line. So I think we'll put Iron Man over here. And I want to put Iron Man in this path specifically because putting it behind the Bast means it's insulated against a copy of Red Guardian. Sanctum has broken my brain. I'm reading the board differently. Yeah, that's why it's sweet. It's so different the way you need to approach thinking about the game with it. The ban list desperately needs some work. But the core concept is amazing. Okay, so they're not going to be able to get bigger here. So I'm at 19, which puts me to 20. I'm gonna get 2 triggers here, which puts me to 24, and then 2 more on reveals on the board, which I can supply myself, will get this to win the left for me. And then we very easily contest all 3 lanes. What would you ban from Sanctum? Probably like Cannonball, Gladiator. I think my list would be like Cannonball, Gladiator, and Hydra Bob to start and go from there. Like, I agree with Second Dinner, they don't want to like overban to start. You want like less is more ideally, but with this deck, chat? I think we were outside of top 300 when we started this one, yeah, because we had spewed with the destroy deck. Cost cards, sure good at doing that. Howdy, not airing. Jean Grey sucks to play against. Yeah, but like Jean Grey is the type of card where I think it's fine to have a build around for it. We're 7 and 4 with this on the day. That's not bad. Ethan, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Bits of direct support like that are a big part of why this is able to be my job, so thanks for keeping me around. Would I rather Pixie first or Agent Venom first? I think it's Pixie. I think it's Pixie. Any replacement for Agent Venom? A different 1 or 2 cost card. You want to keep your curve low so your Pixies are good. Oh no! They got one of my sweet cards. They took 6 cost to it every time. I That could be a 1 cost gore, chat. Oh yeah, they're just mill. I'm not playing a game against mill with my deck. Take your 1 cube and leave.
Escaped.
Pixie deck into gore, 1 cube. Out. But ain't nobody got time for you. Do I have enough boosters to split gore yet? Oh, I have split gore twice. Do I have copper on him? Do have that. Sweet. I've been using copper metallic as my poor man's gold on newer cards I don't have gold splits on. So it lets them fit in a little bit better. I can't believe you got me to play Snap again. I think Snap's in a very reasonable spot. I also think if they nail the economy rework, they'll hopefully... What are my short-term hopes for Snap? They nail the economy rework and do a new player and returning player acquisition push. It would be nice to see. I'm gonna Bast here on 1, because if we draw Agent Venom, Pixie, or Adam Warlock, I want to play them on 2. Opt out of emotes. So I'm talking about things that could realistically happen. I don't expect to be able to opt out of emotes anytime soon. What an actual perfect draw. Yeah, it feels like this new game mode kicked up some returning players too. I'm gonna have to get an updated Series 4 or 5 tier list out and some. Maybe we'll do up a decks people forgot about type thing. Decks that still seem solid. Shut the door, chat. Adam's drawing a card. Time for real Marvel Snap. You need no further instructions. I understand, my captain. Captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Okay, chat. There is a gore and 2 1-drops in my deck. So basically, I'm ready for this. Oh, they're gonna have 2 Super Scrolls? Oh, I was happier when I didn't realize that. Maybe we should go play the real game. We just can't ever beat 2 Super Scrolls. We could beat 1 Super Scroll by punting its lane, but 2 Super Scrolls we're just never beating. All right, let's go find our happy place in Split Gorsum, huh? Why are people playing Super Scroll right now? What's in the metagame that Super Scroll is even good against? I guess it's just a wide metagame. Or like none of the... It copies Luke Cage? Sure. Oh, is this not split yet? That's totally not split yet. You might. I can't remember last time I played Judah. Luke Cage is a good answer. It's a good bit of Luke Cage. Yeah, it's only good against Doom 99 if you're also playing Doom 99, right? Which if they're an Iron Lad deck, they could be. I will say, the gambler in me appreciates that I can hit gold splits on the 4th split now. Am I a Dan Hip gore enjoyer? I'd be a Dan Hip gore enjoyer. I think Dan Hip's art is super subjective, obviously, like all art, but I think his like monster characters are my personal favorites. Yeah, exactly, Sling Dinger. Like, he has a man thing that looks pretty solid too. Yeah, let's go for a split on this one. And obviously we could shuffle it around or whatever with the custom card feature. Found snowflakes. All right, that was how many splits? We had 2, so that's 1, 2, 3. We have a couple more here. Like, I think we're gonna divorce it from the snowflake border, but we have successfully struck gold. I think we're gonna put it on the Dan Hip. Snowflakes are just weird. Matchy, as my 4-year-old would say. Or I have one more split. Who do we want to split? I owe one more split. Moonstone? Moonstone. I'm still missing gold on Moonstone, yes. Sure am. We're gonna play plenty of Moonstone on this channel. We already hit gold on Victoria Hand. The snowflakes almost work with his coloring, I agree. They just look weird. Chat, it's destiny. This is Victoria's Hand's exact split.
Mastery.
They're the same split. By gold, purple crackle girls. Oh, we can't end on a streak. That's 2 in a row. Oh, that is 2 in a row, isn't it? All right, fine. Anti-Venom's another card I still haven't hit gold on. You're right. We can't end on a streak. Infinity. All right, bro. I don't need you to brick on this one, so I don't need to split another card, okay? I don't need another gold today. Oh, lordy. Well, Do I have to put money in the machine? I might have to put money in the machine. I have 4,300 gold. I have 4,300. I should probably go buy a thing that has credits in it too, right? Are we feeding the machine? I already bought this. It just hasn't removed from my thing yet. Is 4,500 credits better, or is whatever is in here better? 4,500 is better. Goodness me. Hold, please. Three in a row. What is this? I need to relog those so my currency appears. What's the gold count? Nope, not doing that. We're not gonna be complete anymore, but I don't mind chasing on cards that we're gonna play a bunch of. Things like Diamondback are gonna stay unsplit, okay? Hey, Luck Doug, welcome back. I need gold on Iron Patriot at some point, but I don't have any splits on him, and I'm not splitting to get there. Frigga also eventually. Do I have anybody I'm close on? I don't know that I'm close on anybody. No, it's not true that it's about $100. You gotta have pretty good variance to instantly gold on $100. Because $100 is like 5 splits, and you only have 2 chances at gold on the 5 splits, so... Probably, maybe 150 with one more. I don't have splits on Sam or Iron yet, is the thing. You need 3 more splits before you get there. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I've been splitting. Sort by newest. Is there anybody I was splitting that I haven't hit on yet? Oh, I have the filter on. I was like, what are these cards? No, because we hit on Bullseye. I think unironically. Oh, I was re-splitting Nocturne looking for a god. We could do that one. That's a good one. I want a gold crackle on her. All right, 4th time's the charm. Yes. Infinity. That 4 in a row? Is that 4 in a row? Are we just resplitting her again because it's not the god split? The snow does kind of go with her. Did I hit on Misery yet? Oh, I haven't hit on Misery yet either. Misery has no gold. Okay, yeah, she should have gone instead of Nocturne, honestly. Nocturne hit because she knew Misery was waiting. Infinity. Finally stop. All right, cool. 4 in a row. We'll take 4 in a row. That's good. We got Moonstone, Matches Victoria. We've got Anti-Venom. And then who's the other one? Oh, we hit on Gore. We hit on Gore in our Pixie deck is where we started. All right. It's cool. I want to play more Pixie. We're gonna get a highlight with this one. All the splits are gonna be in the middle of the highlight. If you didn't want to watch those, they can click past them. You get like a handful more games in with this, and then we'll move on to another deck. The Dan Hip Gore is really solid. I agree. Bast into Adam Warlock. I'm so glad this card is playable, chat. I think he's sweet. Beated myself. Should have put Adam here or here. Or here or here. Well, I'm glad we didn't go here now, I suppose. Not having a 3 that I can reasonably play out hurts. Well, they're giving us a card to play left. Great. Porking their rogue is big game. Oh, so close. If I would have put the ham there, we would have gotten it. You're late, Hood. You're late. Very important date. Oh, rip. Gotta go. Gotta go. Edge. Why does my Cape Bishop never make an acid arrow, chat? Stupid kill in his stupid face. Your Kate isn't toxic, that's true. She's a nice friendly Cape Bishop. We never got clogged while we were splitting cards. Go back to the other game mode. Do we smack this in order to bump this? I think so? Question mark. Gosh, this could be another Savage Lands. Priority here. I do this to try and get some extra points over here. Don't think I want to commit the demon to lock myself. US agent going away is not bad. 10 wins the center. Sanctum is 50 Shades of Guardians of the Galaxy. It is. Yep. There isn't really a deck that counters Guardians of the Galaxy. Especially considering, and this is part of it too, is like, the rest of the Guardians deck is just like generically good above rate cards, right? What does Pixie do? Pixie shuffles the cost of cards in your deck. So she can like turn our 6 and our 5 into 1s, 2s, and 3s. Three 1s and an Iron Man. I think we Pixie before we Agent Venom. Steve-O! Thank you for the prime. Don't hurt me. Coolio.
I am Iron Man.
Playing for not the Sanctum, turns 1 to 3, helps make the Guardian whiffs so you could win other things in later turns. Yeah, that's true. But also, like, they don't always play Guardians on turn 1 to 3 is the problem. Like, maybe some of the... So part of the problem is people are talking about the cards, the Guardians generically, and you're not really talking about the range of decks they can be played in, right? So there's... Not all of the Guardian decks are built equally. So the builds that aren't playing the good cards, things like Makari, Hydra Bob, etc. They're much worse. What do we ham there, by the way? I missed it. Someone fill me in. It was Cannonball? It was Cannonball, yeah? No, I remember. Remember, brain is back on. Was that Hammond Ball? Yep. So this is plus 12. This will be plus 14. So this is actually 17. Do I ever try and play for the center? It's crazy. Call me, baby. They're catched by Adam Warlock. So they've drawn through their deck. I play for this. I'm adding 5 over here still. and they're adding one. I'm adding 4 over here, and they're adding 1. So I'm at 18 versus 11. And then there's a non-zero chance they play more on reveals, yeah? Which would make this even bigger and this even bigger. And this is 17 or 15, so we're up 4 here. So they need 7 here while putting 5 here, while also not playing any on reveals. If they play any on reveals, they need 2 more in each of these spots.
Victory.
Ooh, it's a piece of candy. Random streaming question is streaming drops since drops as boosted viewers on Twitch, is streaming 8 hours to 3,000 viewers 3x or more profitable than 8 hours with 1,000 viewers? So it varies. It varies in a few different ways, but generally speaking, as far as ad revenue goes, I make around 10 USD per 1,000 concurrent viewers per hour. So if I have 3,000 people as opposed to 1,000 people, I get around $30 an hour in ad revenue as opposed to 10. But it's not always guaranteed to scale like that. There's a lot of variables and factors, but over larger samples, that tends to be about that. Mobius. Boo. Joke's on you. Pixie was gonna make that a 5 anyways. What did that switch with? Isn't that the only 5 in the deck? Pixie doesn't guarantee a switch. Pixie can put the same cost back onto the same thing.
I am Iron Man.
That was a good 50-50 for us to win.
Victory.
Keep the mystique there for sure. There's other factors for streaming longer with higher viewer counts too, especially during periods like drops, where there's more people coming across. Like a number that's hard to quantify, for example, is we've had 200 new followers in the stream today, and that compares to we had 60 new followers in the stream on Monday, which followers don't necessarily guarantee translate to more anything, but they can in some instances. Does a higher sub count mean lower ad revenue? I mean, technically, but like, what's the best way to put it? If an individual person watched every advert on every live stream and YouTube video I made in a month, their individual viewings of those ads is worth less than if they donated me $1 directly. So like, ads are like reasonable at scale, but like one person subbing compared to watching ad revenue, like you take the sub every time, not close, right? Oh, you know, this Pixie actually was kind of bad because I had both Iron Man. I was monologuing. I didn't realize I had both my big cards in my hand. I guess I didn't have a better play for the right. Shell, speaking of subs, thanks for the brand new primer. Appreciate it. For people who are new to the channel, you're not familiar with me, you enjoy hearing about the business aspect of what I do in addition to the snapping that we're doing here. I'm an old hat here on Twitch. I've been streaming for, my Twitch account's almost 13 years old. I've been fortunate enough to call doing this my job for, gosh, almost 7.5, 8 years. I've been around the block a time or two. Well, that's a nice one. Before Marvel Snap, I did a lot of Magic the Gathering. Some other turn-based and strategy games that are now all largely defunct. Stuff like Mythgard, Runeterra, Hex TCG. Sanctum have untapped stats? Sure does. They look like what you think they would look like.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, I can't tell if these... Well, this is our handful of people that I've queued with their Sanctum decks. I can't tell if they're doing it intentionally or if they're just, like, misclicking. They're 100% just playing their Sanctum deck. Well, no, it's not just their Sanctum deck if we see, like, a Juggernaut or something like that. And I think I actually let them kill the demon rather than the Agent Venom, because the Agent Venom makes the gores bigger. We have 2 of those. Snap's economy update is still forthcoming. They are doing a larger series drops here soon in the interim, among other things, but hasn't had the full rework just yet. That is not remotely big enough, my dear gamer. Are you just thinking we can't be 22 on the right? It's bold.
Victory.
I think I'm going to do a favorite off-meta decks for Sanctum as a video tomorrow on the YouTube channel. But I think for Friday, I might do a roundup of my favorite decks when returning to Snap in general. And this one definitely makes the cut. Just like, we've played probably half a dozen different decks now at this point. I was like, these are just no new cards from the last 2 months that I missed. Just all old stuff. Made like some nominal updates where like Adam Warlock's a playable card now, so we slotted him in because he has good synergy here. Drawing our extra things after he picks your agent. But just like, queued up, was very successful, had a good time. And it's nice to know that like one of the greatest appeals of Marvel Snap compared to every other card game I've ever touched is Marvel Snap's live balance is very good. It's very good and it's very regular. And that's not to say that they always hit. They're human, they miss like anybody else. But we're getting over their update tomorrow, right? You could know that things at the bottom are gonna get brought up, things at the top are gonna get pulled down a little bit, so they're less powerful but still playable, and it means that things like this and Bounce and all my other favorites remain competitive month in and month in and month out. It's so sweet. I don't have any changes here. Adam was awesome. Adam felt really good with. I love, like, this is just such a good example of what we're talking about, right? Like, this card's finally playable. Like, never has existed in Marvel Snap for 2.5 years. Finally went through 2 or 3 iterations, and they kept trying, and eventually it's here. We won't talk about Mantis. She's never going to be playable. But Adam Warlock, they finally got there with Adam.